The problem is that students wake up extremely early to go to school, and this is not only an issue for the students, but for the parents to also have to wake up that early to drop them off. Occasionally, when parents have to wake up extremely early to take their children to school, accidents may occur due to the lack of sleep they get. But let's go back to the students for now. Many students fall asleep in their first or second period lessons also because they don't get that much sleep. On average, students ages 3 to 18 need 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Most students only get 6 to 7 hours of sleep. Well, my first solution to this problem is that school time should start from 8:10 a.m. instead of starting from 7:10 a.m. and should end around the same time between 2:20 to 2:45 p.m. so that students, teachers, and even parents could get that extra hour of sleep. Well, my second solution to this problem is that school time should have a 30-minute session which starts at 7:10, which is the school starting time, and ends at 7:40. And this is where each grade gathers up in their assembly areas and has a warm-up session to warm up their brains and get them ready for school. So, Tiba, what do you think about students not getting enough sleep?
Well, that's a very good question. Me, what I think of students not getting enough sleep is that it's an actual true fact. Like me personally, I have to wake up at 5 o'clock every morning just so I can get to school on time because of all the traffic. And I really don't think it's fair because it affects my learning when I walk into first period and I can't focus. Like this teacher will literally have to come up to me and start tapping me on the head to constantly wake me up and tell me to pay attention. I just don't think that's fair that I have to wake up at 5 and other students they have to wake up at 5 too, and then when everyone gets the first period, everyone's tired and they can't focus. And to put on top of that, at the end of the day, I can barely walk from how tired I am. 6 hours, and then I get like 6 hours of sleep. The homework we get, everything, all the stress it puts on us as students. How do you think that makes us feel? I don't think it's fair that we have to stay up until 12 o'clock at night just for homework, and then when we sleep, we have to wake up at 5. That's 6 hours of sleep. A human is recommended to get at least 9 hours of sleep, if not more. So really, it would be much appreciated if the school would give students an extra hour or two to sleep. We wouldn't mind finishing an hour later. Most schools here finish at like 3. Why do we have to finish at 2:20? Why can't we finish with them? It will just give us more of an opportunity to catch up on our sleep and everything will be good. That's my opinion. Thank you.
So, Nicholas, what do you think about school starting 1 hour later? Like, for example, it starts at 8:10 instead of 7:10 and ends at the same time. How do you think this would benefit the students, teachers, and even parents?
Well, I really agree with the solution because it can give an opportunity for the students to complete homeworks because usually the teachers give us a lot of homework, so we have to stay up late to do this homework. And uh, we end up waking up late and going to school late, so it provokes a lot of problems. So if the school started just a bit later, it will give the students more time to sleep, enabling them to stay up later, working, and so on. It will also help the parents because they won't have to get up as early because they also have work and stuff, but they might have work later. And if they have to wake up at 6, they might not like to do that. So that also helps.
Yeah, in terms of getting a 30-minute session from 7:10 to 7:20 in order to get ready, I don't really think that's a very good or effective idea. I think a more effective idea would just be to change the school starting time to 8:10. Now, the idea behind this is that, first of all, we get an extra probably hour of sleep since school starts a whole hour later. And at the same time, this allows students to be able to have more time to get to school because almost all schools start at this very early 7:10 time. So if our school started an hour later, that would mean that we, as Cato Academy students, are simply able to skip the rush hour in the mornings.